We made it. We're back. We're back. We're back in the same situation that was before COVID, before the pandemic. The same mental illness, the same emotional instability, the same disconnection from family and self and from source continue to show up in these gun shootings that we see. But this time, it's even younger kids. And I just want to take this time to honor them before we go on, all the kids, all the adults, even the victims, the prosecutor, every human being that's involved in this right now. And just specifically the people who passed away too. May their souls dance back to their ancestors, back to the source where we all come from. But we're gonna go in this topic and we're gonna have a fucking discussion. And because this is not a government issue. This is not a organization, any type of organization issue. This is not a gun control issue, a law issue. These are issues that are unseen, that are not, you're not always able to see what's happening until the product or the results are already fundamental going through, or you see them afterwards. How do you see them right from the get-go? How do you see the invisible clues? How do you see the invisible body postures? How do you see the emotional instability or the mental delusions that are forming, or the violence and the anger, the resentment that's building? Because anybody who's been doing these type of active shootings, this didn't happen that day. Even if it might have been a triggering event that made it go that way and actually like sparked it, it's a deep rootedness of the person's being essence getting trapped in a box of resentment, of hurt, the absence of hope, the absence of connection, no purpose and no support system. This is not a government issue. This is not a law issue. This is not a fucking a black to white paper, even though that's what we always want to do, and even what I'm going to do. This is a hug issue. This is talk to your brother and sister's issue. This is stop worrying about fixing the goddamn world if you can't love your mom or dad right. This is stop trying to do other shit outside your family if your family's fucked up, right? That is what it comes down to. Are you taking care of your family? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you taking care of the ones around you, the close proximity to you now, in these moments, in these times? That is what's going to bring the things we want, is the internal connection. Connect with yourself, connect with your family, have those hard conversations, have those moments that are fucking uncomfortable to deal with, the ones that are you're just sitting there and you're scared shitless and your heart is racing and you feel vulnerable as fuck and you feel like there's no trust there because they've used your fucking words against you, and you haven't told them how bad that really hurts you, or you haven't told them how bad what they did to you when you were kids, your parents, what your friends did to you that made you feel fucked up, what your girlfriends or your spouse or whatever the fuck your partner got going on. You're not talking. You're not expressing it. You're not having confidence to fucking tell you what you need. And at the same time, the elders aren't fucking holding it down and teaching the younger ones to fucking how to goddamn be. There's a complex issue that is multi-generational, multi-levels, multi-habitual. Like, there is so much shit going on here. To say that it's only gun control or the government needs to do this or we need to do this. No, you all need to fucking stop. And the first thing we gotta do is fucking grieve. You need to grieve. You need to feel. What are you feeling that people have died in a school? What are you feeling that you are upset in other areas of your life? Feel the grief. Feel the pain. And I know it's scary because I've been down there. I've been down that grief of losing a loved one, of watching life leave. And it doesn't feel good. And it's scary because of the unknown. And it's like your body goes into fucking array. What the fuck is happening? But you gotta grieve. Your grief is prayers for their life. It's saying that you cared deeply, that you loved them, that this fucking bothers you. I'm reading a book right now called The Smell of Rain on Dust, and it's about grief and praise. And what I really enjoyed from one of what he said, if we do not grieve what we miss, we are not praising what we love. We are not praising the life we have been given in order to love. If we do not praise whom we miss, we ourselves in some way dead. We ourselves in some way are dead. So grief and praise make us alive. And that is what the fuck we need. We need enlivenment, alignment. We need engagement into the shit that really fucking matters. And that is our mental health, that is our emotional connection, and our social connection, our emotional understanding. There's so much holding on to the past within each and every individual in this country. Trauma is holding on to the past in the body. It stores in the body. It gets into habitual patterns. You're healing. It gets in the way of connections. It gets in the way of what you really want. You think you got to stop feeling, but you really is, you got to fucking feel. And you want to be strong, bros, sisters. You want to look like you got all the shit together. You have your shit together when you act real. People gravitate towards that shit. You think it's the other way. Feel your pain. Go through. Be really you, goddammit. Oh, fuck. All right. This is where we're going. You got to feel your pain. First step, feel pain. You got to feel the grievingness of the loss that you're feeling right now. Let it its nutrients to your chaos of soil. It's the internal things inside of you that start to build and manifest, and the crystallization of your why and what you want to do and how you want to help this issue and these issues that we see all around us. So use your grief. See what speaks to you out of those spaces. What is it that you can contribute out of that? Feel your grief and celebrate that you loved. Celebrate that you loved, my brother and sister. People are complex and simple at the same damn time. These are patterns that are consistently happening. School shootings, someone made it one way, so then now everyone does it because they see how easy, accessible, and vulnerable the situations are. That person says that they're vulnerable. That means that they're vulnerable, they're aware of it, that they're trying to pay attention to what's happening so they're in the safest place to do what they want to do. Well, we need to create a safe place for everybody in this place now. What does a safe place look like? Open communication, being able to talk about emotions, being able to talk about mental illnesses, or not even, I don't fucking call them mental illnesses, mental stagnations, right? You're just trapped in a box in your mind. You're stagnant. You can't move. Your mental agility has been halted. Your emotional expression is no longer clear or understood, and you don't have connection to yourself enough to ask yourself for help from other people because you think it's wrong. Because our society puts everything on trends and makes it feel this way. You are an emotional creature, physically, emotional, spiritually, mentally. The 4 domains of a human being: physical, mental, emotional, spiritually. Then you put the other domains on there, being social engagement, romantic engagement, all the different other little things that we love and want to attract to us and be part of it with other people. We have to learn about those mechanics. People who shoot up schools don't just happen overnight. It reminds me of the Casting Crown songs. It's the fade, the little fade. I think that's the name of the song. Whatever the name of that song is. It's a slow fade. There you go. It's a slow fade. The shit happens. It's like a slow drip, little by little, where these people, and me, myself included, have done and still do at moments. We give ourselves a slow drip of poison. I'm feeling lonely, but I don't reach out. I don't know how to control my emotions. I don't even know about my emotions, so I don't reach out. I don't have the tools and practices to understand the mental agilities that needs to happen, to allow myself to go into the craziness of emotions and have faith and understanding and really trust in self to come back out of that place. And you got to learn those tools, right? So we're going to talk about some of those things. A person, once again, we talked about physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Then we can just add social, right? Those most fundamental stuff is what we're going to talk about, right? So we got to focus on these things as individuals and see when we need it and pay attention to when other people need it. Now the practice is do this for yourself, because of what have I found and what other people have found and what all the fucking great teachers have talked about, right? Like, if you get to know yourself, you get to see it everywhere around you. You get to see it in other people's because you've been there. There's levels to this shit, friends. God damn it. There's levels to this shit. Right? And as you get deeper and deeper into your awareness, into your situation, into your development, your cognitive development, your body and development, all those things, they start to have like a snowball effect in your life, and you're able to step into new situations. The goal is not to become an adapted pattern, habitual behavior everywhere you go. The goal is to perform in a way that best suits that moment. What does this moment call for me? How can I show up best for this specific moment? And that will include based off the books you read, the podcasts you listen to, the movies you watch, the articles you read, the fucking music you listen to, the family relationships that you have. All those things start to get a little snowball, you know, like when you're little and you're in the snow and you're packing it. Fluffy snow doesn't stick together too much, but you get more and more and you keep patting it together. You start to get this ball, and as it rolls, it starts to pick up more and more as you go, and you get experience in there, right? All these different experiences, all the different body movements, all the different awareness. Be able to move your mind, your body in all these different types of non-linear ways so you can show up for the emergence to be in those moments. Emergence, allowing what needs to come up out of you that's coming after you naturally, that wants to be expressed out of you naturally, that you feel those internal gut feelings. That's emergence. Learn to start trusting that part of you. Okay, so we have 5 pieces right now to a person, just in the basic stuff. This all happens inside an environment, right? Environment. Fucking put whatever. I don't want to spell too much. Environment. Right? We all get into an environment. There's 2 types of environment. There's an impoverished environment and enriched environments. Impoverished environments drain us. Think of a garden that has a lot of weeds. Those plants don't grow. Those vegetables don't grow well because the weeds take a lot of the nutrition. They take all the stuff. So we all know, we've all heard the mental thing. You know, you got to clear out your brain. You got to clear out the garden. Well, it's the same thing, like I say, and we've all heard it with your brain. You got to clear that places out. But it's even most important to your fucking environment, right? You are a plant in a garden. How your environment is set up and is working is going to affect you as an individual. So is the environment safe? Is the environment playful? Is the environment loving? Right? Is the environment accepted for expansion? Like, do you get all the nutrients that you need? Meaning your social engagements are right in your environment. that you're moving your body and you're getting physical exercise and physical movement, or just play. You're just fucking moving, dancing, singing, la 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 la. You know what I'm saying, man? Let fucking go. Next one, mental. Can you fucking, what puzzles do you like? Is it bringing you fucking some type of engagement? What gets your mind going where you get engaged in it? Your environment needs to be mentally challenging at a little bit. That's why we all play or not all, I don't really play video games, but that's why a lot of people play video games or any type of games, because it's a challenge that meets your skill, and then you can go into flow state and all those other stuff. That's for a whole another video, right? It's all different other stuff. The next one is emotional environment. Do you feel supported where you're at? Are you loved? Can you express the wild craziness of emotions? Because fucking grief, dog, is fucking wild. I remember being in my shower crying, on my fucking chair crying, everywhere crying from the grief of the loss of my brother and other situations that I've had in my life. Just grief is freaking heavy, but can you go through it? And do you have a social connection that can hold it all? Shout out to Sacred Sons. Let's go. Men, show up. Let's go. Do the men's work. Come work with us. Come experience that. Because emotional intelligence, emotional understanding, emotional awareness is what is a big thing our culture is fucking dealing with, especially in men and even with women, because women are becoming men. It's fucking crazy. You get hardcore. It's all changed. It's all moving. It's all moving. Another one, right? Spiritual. What is your why? What are you connected to? Why do you get up in the morning? I don't give a damn what God you believe in. It's all the same shit. They're all the fucking patterns. And if you don't believe that, I don't care. We're all here. I love what Jordan Peterson says. You're all in. You're all in. What are you going to do? What are you going to connect to? What brings you that level? What brings you that aha moment? I used to get runner's high and be like, oh my God, it's so amazing. Or after a freaking hardcore CrossFit workout, and I'll be on the floor, and it's like, oh. But I learned that I was being over physical to connect to my spirituality. So how do you bring balance to that? Allow yourself, your emotions to come up. Allow yourself to express those things. You're an emotional feeling person. You feel sensations. Perception is a reality. You're bringing in, your whole body is a sensor. You're bringing in information from your toes, from your ankles, from the bottom of your feet, from the back of your calves, from the back of your knees, from your butt, from your stomach, from everywhere on your body, your vision, your sense, your smell. You're bringing, your body's perception is bringing it. You're feeling all the time. Your mind is a focal point of that stuff, but it doesn't relay everything. The mind is part of the body. Just like these are all part of a person. You cannot only worry about mind and not take care of your body. How many people we have degrees, but can't control these? Mental needs to be developed as emotion needs to be developed. Physical needs developed. Your social skills need to be developed. How many times have I asked people, you like to be in relationships? Right? You have a mother, father, brothers, sisters, and then you got friends, best friends, and then you want a partner, bro. You want to feel good with that lover. You want to feel good. You want to feel good with your friends and do a little bachata and shit, right? Then how you never read about a book? How many parents? You got kids? Have you read a book on kids? Have you listened to a podcast on kids? Do you know what the fuck you're doing? Why is it that we only try to improve ourselves in one area, mental? Oh, and then we want a partner, then we go there. Emotional has been on the back burner for so goddamn long that it's fucking crazy. And that's why this whole goddamn country's all fucked up. And then we lost some type of connection to spirit. What is our real connection to spirit? I don't want your fucking Sunday church looking motherfucking ass. I want your deep rooted spirituality and what is it that it's really saying? I don't care what you look at. Most religions are talking about peace, happiness, your best self, take care of yourself, Some of them are other crazy stuff, and I understand all that. We won't go to that spot. But you got to find out what it is for you. And if it is not making you feel better, if it is not improving your life, if it is not fucking getting where you want to go, then drop the goddamn beliefs. Beliefs are found in action. That stays up there all the time. Your embodiment is your evidence of your beliefs. And if you got fucked up family situations, and you got a fucked up job, and you got a fucked up house situation, and you don't have a lot of good relationships, you don't have a lot of the things that you want, if we're just gonna be vulnerable, because I know you want to feel connected. I know you want someone to love you. I know you want to love somebody else. I know you want to play. I know you want safety. I know you want to dance and sing and move, but you don't feel safe internally inside yourself. And then because of that, you don't feel safe internally, externally around you. Most of the time that produces behaviors and relationships based on trauma and hurt that don't give you the real feeling that you want, just the feeling that you're used to. We got to change that. And part of that is grieving. Grieving that that's where you're at, that that's where this country's at. We have motherfuckers shooting up schools, my people. Shooting up schools. You got to get connected. And you got to connect to others around you. This is an invitation for you to show up. For you to give that hug to your brother. To show that love to the women around you. To the sisters, to the kids, the nephews and nieces, the sons, everybody. This life is crazy, man. We need to be on each other's team. And you need to grieve. And you need to feel. Ugh. Because if you don't feel, if you don't understand why it's important to you, why this doesn't feel right, then you're just going to create more noise. Because your anger and frustration is totally normal. And of course, you should be fucking pissed off and hurt and all that. But we have to turn that into something beautiful. And I'm going to leave you with a quote, another quote from this book. So the first grand step towards becoming a whole person can turn loss into grief, and grief into a song of life-giving praise. This is the metabolization of grief into beauty. I suck at reading out loud, but I'm working on that. Right? The first grand step towards becoming a whole person who can turn loss into grief, and grief into a song of life-giving praise. God damn it. So dance your grief off. Sing your grief off. Write the poetry your grief off. Write how bad this hurts you. Express it, taste it, feel it, design it, put it into a shape and send it out to the world to see. But you got to grieve. You got to grieve because that is the nutrients for your soul, for your why, for your actions, your new actions and behaviors that want to come through. You have to have energy resources for that. And that is what grief provides. And then do it in a way that's not resentful and angry and hurtful to other people, because you're really harming yourself. It's really not grounded in real deep love and light and beauty inside of you, even though it can come from a terrible heart, fucking scolding, grieving pain. Grief, if you have experienced grief, it's like a whole body state. You're literally in it. And then you can feel when you get out of it. Invitation to find a place where you can grieve deeply, where you can feel safe enough to be what you need to be in these moments of hard times. You need to grieve, and you need to feel, and you need to be. Get connected, be with people you love, and really tell them what's really going on. Enough of the bullshit, my friends. Enough of the bullshit. Feel this stuff. Let it move in your body. Let it... Be careful with the anger. We don't want to keep propelling the same behavior. So be careful with anger. Be careful with resentment. Be careful with closing your heart and feeling nothing. Because that is the path to get here. To get to these shootings. To get to every other else. All the other bad shit typically. I love you. I hope as you grieve that you just let it rain. And you let your body fucking take that shit out of you. And you just feel the presence of what it means to be alive. Because you know what grief of death is. Peace out, homies.